guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a TBR, which is the October one. September, whatever the next month is. I think October. So yes, as you can see, my October TBR is quite large. It's because I'm reading so many books quite early. So like in the middle of so in September you might actually start seeing my October TBR already, because I'm getting things out and early and done with. So I'm trying to get all my books that I've got done quickly, so then next year it's going to be a bit of a change. But so yes, so this is a large book, so I'm trying to get all my books done, so in time for next year or end of the year I will hopefully have read every single book that I've got. Fingers crossed. So let's get through it. So at the moment I am currently reading The Seasons of the Storms by Ella Cosmano. So I'm actually currently reading this now, and it's the end of August. So you're wondering, that's quite early for an October read. Where I read quite quickly, or if I don't like the book as much, I'll put the book down and I'll forget about it for a couple of days, and then I'll get back to it. So that's probably what's going to happen so far. So I am currently trying to get through books. Well, I've already read all my September books already. And I'm just going to try and get through as many books as possible. So I've read probably like over 200 books already this year, and that's more than I would normally read. So anyway, I have started reading it. I started in the first chapter. I'm still like the first chapter, and I stopped at page 4, page 5. And then she stopped at page 5 because I was about to head to work. So this says at the back, "This battle is not yet lost. In the midst of chaos, there is also an opportunity. A perfect storm lies ahead. You cannot let it destroy you, or you can't take control of it. How the story ends is up to you." So it's about a Jack who is forced to live with a choice whether he wants to become something. And I like to just... One cold, crispy night, Jack Summers was faced with that choice: live forever according to the ancient magical rules of Gaia, or die. Jack chose to live, and in exchange he became a winter. Like the other seasons, each year Jack must hunt and kill the one before him. Gaia's rules are pretty straightforward. Winter kills autumn, autumn kills summer, summer kills spring, and spring kills winter. Which means that Jack kills Amber, Amber kills Julio, Julio kills Fleur, and Fleur kills Jack. They die, they train, they hunt. When Jack and Fleur are winter and spring fall for each other against all odds, the true brevity of their eternal lives become all too personal and is too powerful. And Fleur is on the brink of being purged forever. Unless they can come up with a plan to stop the cycle. But the four seasons unite, risking immortality for a chance of love, and to reclaim their free will. Their cross-country escape brings them to a place where they must defend each other against a creator who seeks to destroy them all. So that's reason one of them I've got, and obviously every time I read a book and it has the character Amber in it, the character Amber is always mean, dies off, or something like that. So I'm intrigued to see if this Amber character is actually going to pass, or is she going to get herself killed or something like that. Who knows what. It's only because I just want to know, because mainly every time I watch like a movie or series and the person name's Amber, she is a bad person, she gets killed off or something like that, and I would like to know if this book is going to change it. So that is the first book. I'm going to put that book over here. Then obviously I have the second book, which is The Seasons of Chaos. Together they ignite the world. I love the covers, they're nice and glossy as well. It says on here, "Go back to your beginnings for the answer you seek. Find those missing pieces, breathe deeply, and remember the lion that you are, but be mindful. Broken teeth can be sharper than we realise." So I'm not going to read the synopsis of this, since this is the second book, Two Seasons of the Storm, and I do not want to find out anything about the second one yet. But I do love this cover. Look how pretty it is. Anyway, then we have a trilogy by Jennifer Elma Albatrout, and that's Storm and Fury. This is the first book, and the book is absolutely amazing. I love the cover. Spain, and then we have the back. "The wardens I live with were born to protect humankind and demons. They think I'm human. They don't know that I can see ghosts and spirits. They don't know what I really am. They don't know what they hide in me." So this is enter a world of gargoyle protections. Sorry about that. My little brother's decided to start talking to his friends and leave his door open. It's hard. So anyway, 18-year-old Trinity Marrow may be going blind, but she can see and communicate with ghosts and spirits. Her unique gift is part of being secret so dangerous that she's been hiding for years in an isolated compound fiercely guarded by wardens, gargoyle-shaped shifters, who protect the humankind from demons. If the demons discover the truth about Trinity, they devour her flesh and bone until under their own powers. So when wardens from another clan arrive with disturbing reports that something out there is killing both demons and wardens, Trinity's safe world implodes, not the least because one of the outsiders is the most annoying and fascinating person she ever meets. Zane has secrets of his own that will impede her world yet again, but working together becomes imperfect once demons breach the compound and Trinity's secret comes to light. To save her family and maybe the world, she has to put her trust in Zane, but all bets on supernatural war is unleashed. So that's the reason why I got this book. As I read the third synopsis of this, I didn't realise it was actually a trilogy. So when I read this one, I was like, okay, supernatural kind of stuff, I'm into that, and I do like those. So that is the first book. Second book is going to be Rage and Ruin. So obviously I'm not going to read the synopsis of this because I again do not want to find out what's going to be in this one or the third one. So because I can't remember about the third one. I've done it like ages ago. So here's the second one, Rage and Ruin, and then the last one was Grace and Glory. I do love how the covers all match as well, so that's cool. And we have this one. So this is the final to the Highbury trilogy. So I am looking forward to see how this one is going to turn out. Next book is going to be Fire with Fire by Destiny Sora. This is from my Fairly edition book I got. And this is two sisters divided they burn. Kind of give me Hunger Games vibes just because divided they burn. I didn't choose you and you didn't choose me, but we have each other now, always. So the synopsis. One of the stories we're being told about dragons is wrong. Danny and Eden River were born to kill dragons, but that's the only thing the sisters have in common. For Danny, dragon slaying takes a back seat to everyday high school life. For Eden, slaying is her life. Yet they both agree on one thing: where dragons are concerned, it's killed or to be killed. That is until Danny actually meets a dragon and ends up forging a rare and magical soul bond with him. As they grow closer, they begin to question everything she thought she knew. Suddenly, the one thing Eden and Danny always agreed on is the one thing that could tear them world apart. When Danny lost to the wrong side, Eden knows she has to risk everything to bring her sister back from the edge, even turning to the mysterious and alluring sorcerers to help. Now on the opposite side of the impending war, the sisters will do whatever it takes to save the other, but the two are playing with a magic that's more dangerous than anyone can imagine. And there is another, more powerful enemies waiting for them both in the shadows. It seems they have this power that they both don't know, and I'm just intrigued to see that. So I cannot wait to read this book. It's going to be so fun to read, and it's like a tall book as well. I am very looking forward to that. Then also from Feralute, and that is the Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. I have read her books before, and I'm looking forward to this. This was one of my anticipated books for this year, and I literally cannot wait. Look at the covers, look at it. It's so pink, so pale, I love it. So this is a Shiroma Ama, the only princess of Kitara, has a secret forbidden magic runs in her veins. On the morning of her betrothal ceremony, sorry for any background noise. So Shirori loses control. At first, her mistake seems like a stroke of luck for stealing her wedding she never wanted, but it also catches the attention of Reikama, her stepmother. A sorceress is in her own right. Reikama banishes the young princess, turning her brothers into cranes and warning Shirori that she must not speak of it to no one. For every word that escapes her lips, one of her brothers will die. Penniless, voiceless, and alone, Shirori searches for her brothers and uncovers a dark conspiracy to seize the throne. Only Shirori can set the kingdom to rights, but to do so, she must place her trust in a paper bird and a mystery dragon and the very boy she fought hard not to marry. She must embrace the magic she has been taught all of her life to contain, no matter what the cost. So that is going to be a book that I'm really looking forward to, and I literally cannot wait to get into it because it just sounds amazing. And obviously it's kind of like a Japanese stuff thingy, record, something like that. So it's not a little fairy tale. So maybe in the end she's going to fall in love with that guy she didn't want to marry. So the next book is from the adult the young adult unplugged books, and that was Mark of the Witted by Georgia Bowers. So this is this book. Magic always leaves its mark. I literally cannot wait to read this book. I don't normally go for much for unplugged books, but for some reason I was really looking forward to this month, so the August one and the September's ones as well. I cannot wait. Magic always leaves its mark. All her life, Matilda has been told one thing about her magic: you use only when necessary. But Matilda isn't interested in being a good witch. She wants revenge and popularity, to live her life free of consequences, free of the scars that dark magic leaves on her face as a reminder of her misdeeds. When spell goes awry and the new boy at school catches her in the act, Matilda thinks her secret might be out. But far from being afraid, Oliver already knows about her magic and he wants to learn more. As Oliver and Matilda grow closer, bizarre things begin to happen. Animals shows up with their throats slashed, odd markings carved into their body, and a young girl dies mysteriously. And everyone blames Matilda. But she isn't responsible, at least not that she can remember. As her magic begins to spin out of control, Matilda must decide for herself what makes a good witch and discover the truth before everyone else turns up dead. So it's like a witchy, mystery kind of book, and that I'm kind of into right now. I'm looking forward to that. So a nice little October read as well, kind of go through it. Next, the book is This Poison Heart by Kaylin Barron. So this was a Fairly edition book that came as well, and this is it's the second book that she's also brought. So I read Cinderella is Dead, and this one is interesting. To break an ancient curse, she must let her power bloom. Oh, it sounds so fun. Bristol has a gift. She can grow an apple tree from seeds in her heartbeat, and the flowers bloom at her touch. But when she's inherited an old house, she suddenly has privacy to test her powers for the first time. But as Bree starts to magic the house family grounds back to life, she finds out she also has inherited a generation of secrets. In a hidden garden overgrown with most darkly poisonous plants on earth, of dark legacy lies way beneath her. As Bree long departed ancestors, won't let her rest until she finds it. So this is gonna be a good ass book. A girl that found a poison plant garden and she must learn stuff. Yes, okay. Next is Ageology by Adriana Young. I can't say her name for some reason. Her name's not popping into my mind. So the first one is Namesake, which is the Fairly edition, and I literally cannot wait for this one. I got this book in September last year, so over a year now I can finally read it. Traders, fighter, survivor. As a daughter of the most powerful trader in the Narrows, the sea is the only home a 17-year-old Fable has ever known. It's been 4 years since her father abandoned her on the legendary island filled with thieves and little food. To survive, she must keep to herself, learn to trust no one, and rely on the unique skills her mother taught her. The only thing she keeps going is the goal of getting off the island, finding her father, and demanding her rightful place beside him and his crew. To do so, Fable enlists the help of a young trader named Wes to get off of the island and cross the Narrows to her father. But Fable soon finds out that Wes isn't who he seems. Together they will have survived more than the treacherous storms that haunt the Narrows if they're going to stay alive. Yes. And then the second book to go with that is obviously Namesake as well. So I'm not going to read the synopsis of this because obviously I don't want to spoil myself for anything for the second book, but favorite book as well. Almost there, guys. The next book is going to be Dream Scout by Missy Sheldrake. So this book I got from the Books by Nature box for the August, and I literally cannot wait to read this. It's so fun. For the Druids of the Solemn Grove, rules are a way of life. They live to serve in the ravine of ancient, stagnant trees who provide everything they need. But for Elliot, a team-aged dream scout who can transform into a fox at will if the garden's grove is not as idyllic as it seems. When the path sets before him in dreaming leads to a Cederon, the land of men, he journeys outside of his hidden grove and unravels the threads of everything he's ever thought he knew. Venturing through dreaming reveals a beautiful human girl with a magical voice, a Scrooge of a wicked sorceress, and a plot to assassinate a prince and steal the throne from beneath an elderly king. So he has the choice between to follow his love or save the prince. That's like something you wouldn't want to get through. Oof. 2 more books. Last book, second to last book, should I say. This book I got in the adult fiction of the Unplugged box for August, and that's She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. So this was a book that is a Mulan a dark retelling of Mulan. I'm like, yes, I love a good retelling. And for me, I don't normally go for the adult books, but well, here we are. In a famine-stricken village on a dusty yellow plain, 2 children are given 2 fates, a boy greatness and a girl nothingness. In 1345, China lies under harsh Mongol rules for the starving peasants of the Central Plains. Greatness is something found only in stories. When the Zhu's family's 8th-born son, Zhu Chongba, is given a fate of greatness, everyone is persuaded to see how it will come to pass. See fates of nothingness received by a family's clever and capable second daughter, on the other hand, is only as expected. When a bandit attacks orphans, the 2 children, though it is Zhu's Chongbang who succumbs to despair and dies, desperate to escape her own death, the girl uses her brother's identity to enter a monastery as a young male novice. Zia propels by her burning desire to survive. Zhu learns that she is capable of doing whatever it takes, no matter how callous, to stay hidden from her fate. So, like a Mulan, but take like just that. That's all I can say about it, really, and I'm really looking forward to it. It just sounds amazing. And then the last and final book that was supposed to come in July, but the person I pre-ordered off, which they luckily they didn't take the money out, they didn't get back to me. I emailed them and emailed them, they never got back to me at all. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it off eBay. Got it off eBay, and that is the Untethered, the second book to Shielded by Kaylin Flanders. So, and now I can finally read the second book. I cannot remember what happened in the first one, so that's brilliant, lovely. So I guess a little update is going to happen on that one. I'm not going to read the synopsis out of this because I don't want to spoil myself, since this is the sequel to Shielded. But finally, I have the book. So that is literally all the books I'm going to have for my October TBR. So again, you might see these quite early, like in the end of September or something. So where if you see me upload my TBR for the next month already, it means you'll kind of see the books for that month come up and done with. But again, we'll see you over when we see the releases for October and the stock books that's going to be in the bookish boxes that I get everywhere. As you can see, left to the right. That's my right. No, that's my left. This is my right. Yeah, right, left. I don't know. But yes, there we go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed these, and I will see you guys next time for the next... Well, I'll see you in a minute for the TBR, the releases. Peace. Bye. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have got our October releases and what books will be in the boxes that I get. So as you can see behind me, we have a little update on some stuff. Well, I guess you see more of the updates. Actually, I can tell you a little bit. So, as you can see, my Lit Joy one is decided to fall off. We're still waiting on our September Paper Gang, our September Enchanted Fandom, which I tell you all about. I'm even waiting on the August Fake Rate, which they haven't got any ideas of what's going on. So we're going to be waiting. It might be until December. You might see the Fake Rate August. I have no idea. Then I also ordered the September Owl Crate, guys. Another new box, of course. We have our September Feraloot, which I think it's on its way. I'm not actually completely sure. I'll update this, don't worry. Well, I'll try to if I remember. I do plan to get another Kal-El fandom because that just needs an update. This box, time it comes to this video, this one will have changed because it's coming today. I'm filming this, so this will change to probably the September ones. We wait for their September one, and then obviously that is it. So, yay. So that's just a little update. I don't know. Okay, so first the book is going to be in the Feraloot box, and the book that's going to be in that box is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Now, I was really looking forward to this because it's kind of a... Because I don't know why, but I didn't really like the other books that she produced. It wasn't kind of my style that I wanted. Carvel, I believe. Carvel. I don't know how to say it. But this kind of intrigued me most, and it was a book that I was most anticipated one of the year as well. So that is that. The next book is going to be in the October yeah, October's box of unplugged young adult box, and this is This Violent Season by Sarah Waters. I haven't added the adult fiction box from from Unplugged box because I'm not sure if I still want to get it yet. I haven't decided, so if I do get it and it was not on here, it's because I did it last minute. The next book is going to be in what the October box for. It's Books by Nature box, and that book is going to be Gifting, by Layla Susan. And this sounds really good because it says some gifts are a curse. So this must be something to do with curses or something like that, because I'm intrigued. The next book is going to be in the Beacon box, and that is The Keeper of the Night by Kylie Baker. That's giving me kind of Japanese kind of vibes of maybe mythology to that. Then we have our pre-orders for October, which is The Kingdom of the Curse by Kerry Anascalo. I can't say her name. So I've still got some pre-order books, books that I'm waiting for the second book to come to. So I've got this book and the Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni as well, which I've got the Prison Healer, well, then the Kingdom of Wicked, which will hopefully go into the November one. Then I have still got to get the Gods and Monsters booked for the Seven at Death series. I have got These Violet Ends that's coming as well. I've got pre-ordered that. So the two books I have to buy myself is the Bone Shod Emperor by Andrea Stewart, and the I can't remember what the second book's called by Greta Kelly, and she did the first book of The Frozen Crown. So there's that. Okay, into the books that I am looking forward to in October, and that is, the first one is A Spindle Splintered by Alex E. Harrow. I haven't said name, but it just kind of reminds me of a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and in fact in the synopsis it does kind of say a bit of a Sleeping Beauty reimagined. I was like, okay, I was correct. So I do love a different Disney retelling, but I haven't seen any Sleeping Beauty ones, I don't think. So this one says, a vivid and sub-vises a feminist reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, where an implacable destiny is no match for courage, sisterhood, stubbornness, and a good working knowledge of fairy tales. It's Zinnie's Gray's 21st birthday, which is an extra special because it's her last birthday she'll ever have. When she was young, an ingestible accident happened, left Zinnie with a rare condition. Not much is known about her illness, not that no one has lived past 21. Her best friend Charm is intent of making Zinnie's last birthday special with a full Sleeping Beauty experience, complete with a tower and a spinning wheel. But when Zinnie pricks her finger, so my voice is going to go on that one, something strange and unexpected happens, and she finds herself falling through worlds, with another Sleeping Beauty just as desperate to escape her fate. So it sounds like her friend decides to put her in a trap almost. I'm intrigued to see how this book ends, because it's just like confusing, but it seems good. The next book is Payback's a Witch by Lena Harper. I just like it because at the moment I've been getting more into witchy books, and I want to get some witchy books. So this one is kind of this is Chill Adventure of Sabrina Meets the Elf World in this new book. So Emmy Harlow is a witch, but not a very powerful one, in part because she hasn't been home to the magical town of Thistle Grove in years. Her self-imposed exile has a lot to do with a complicated family history and desire to forge her own way into the world, and the only very tiniest bit to do with Gareth Blackmore, heir to the most powerful magical family in town and casual breaker of hearts and destroyer of the dreams. But when the spellcaster tournament that her family serves at Arbiter for approaches, it turns out the pull of tradition, or the truly impressive parental guilt trip that comes with it, is strong enough to bring Emmy back. She determines to do her family duty, spend some quality time with her best friend Lyndon Thorne, and get her back to the real life in Chicago. On the first night home, Emmy runs into Talia Amaro, an all-round badass adept in the darker magical arts, who is fresh off her bad breakup with Gareth Blackmore. Talia has let herself by Charmed and discovered that Gareth was also seeing Lyndon, unknowns to either of them, and now she and Lyndon want revenge. Only one question stands in: is Emmy in? Well, of course she's going to be in. He's like, you don't cheat on someone and then expect to cheat on someone else and not both of them come into revenge. Dude. The next book is The Colour of Dragons by R.A. Salvatore and Erica Lewis. This is a book about dragons and I want to read more. Okay, so that cover. Look how pretty that cover is. Pretty. Okay, so this is Magic Needs a Spark. And Maggie's powers are especially fickle. With no one to help her learn to control her magic, the life debt that she owes stretches entirely over her head. Over her head. With no way repaying it. Until she meets Griffin, the king's champion and famous for hunting down the dragonauts that plague their kingdom. Neither has any of the ideas of the destiny that they both carry, or that the meeting will chain of events that will alter every aspect of their life, they know, and all history after therefore. So this book is literally epic romantic tale with enchanted reading and draw them to a thriller world of star-crossed lovers, magic, destiny, and the path we choose. My voice is really going, I do apologise. But that sounds really good. So it's kind of like Merlin into it. And something like that. So the fans of Fallen Kingdoms and this female. So this just kind of gives me the vibes of... no. I don't know what the vibes were. I just want to see how the romance come in. Sorry. So the next book is Where the Truth Lies in Shadow. Sorry, Where Echoes Lies. So the Truth Lies in Shadows. This is by Shannon Shakuran. So yes, I want to go for another book, but this is the synopsis. Literally the first paragraph didn't get into me, but the second line did. Raina Faye believes in things she can touch, see and touch, or at least capture those lens of her camera. Things like a moon bow, a grey and white colourless bow that arcs of Cumberland falls every month when the moon is full. This natural phenomenon is what keeps her family motel business afloat and what pulls their little Kentucky town on the map. That and the legend of the Ghost Bride. So this is what literally got me. Along with everyone else who's grown up near the falls, Raina knows the tragic tale of the bride who walks the cliff on a moonlit night, but when her grandma tells her that the legend is real and worse, that the ghost bride has the curse of the woman of their family. She dismisses it and just another part of a more Mamoun's family famous story. But when Raina Faye's life begins to fall apart, she must delve deeper into the stories surrounding the legend and re-examine who she can trust, as well as the truth about her town and family history, before the curse takes everything and everyone she holds dear. So she's got to find out what happened to this woman, why she is cursed, and how she basically got killed. So it's like a murder mystery that's going on to find the ghost bride murderer. I was like, hell yeah. And that's pretty much all the books I'm looking forward to. So, to be honest, I keep forgetting what month it is. And where I film these like a month before, I have to try and remember what I've done. I literally forgot what my October TBR is. Yeah. Because I already read them, but to be honest, I am still trying to do my November TBR. And that's not going to be long. I thought this was my October TBR, then I realised no, I already done that. Oops. So now I've got to try and plan out 2 more months full of books. Let's go. Woohoo! Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for the November's stuff. Peace. Bye.